What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Give No Fucks. That means absolutely zero. This is a show where we basically report on the different stories that we've heard in the media, or that we've seen different places, or that you've sent into us or told us about. Where we basically like, why does anybody give a fuck about that? So the first story that we'd like to go ahead and jump right in with is Tony Romo took a large pay cut in order to remain on the Dallas Cowboys football team.
Well, I gotta say, I give this zero fucks. Because everybody assumed because I'm from South Jersey, I'm a Cowboys fan. Now, there's a lot of us that are Cowboys fans over there, but Tony Romo took a pay cut. You took a pay cut because you want to stay on that team with a reputation. You didn't take a pay cut because it's good for the team.
Exactly.
So, zero for me.
I mean, personally, I give this a 0. I would give it -5 because, number one, I don't like the Cowboys. And hold on. Yes.
Oh,
I was born in Texas, but unfortunately, I'm not a Cowboys
There's
fan.
motherfuckers that are going to boo you now.
And that's fine. Because you know what? I give no fucks about your boos. Fuck you. I don't care.
Enough.
It's Tampa Bay. I'm all about Tampa Bay. Ever since I started watching football, it's always been about Tampa Bay.
Okay, he's a Florida guy.
So let's just get back to Tony Romo here, or as I call him, Tony Homo.
Oh Lord, I remember those chants.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh brother.
You take a pay cut, like you said, to stay on the team, but it's not like you're doing it for the team. You're doing it because you need to stay relevant. Because that's the only way that you can possibly try to work into a job as an offensive coordinator or anything else. Because his career is over.
Couldn't he have taken a job at another team like Philly could use him?
I mean, he could take
New York Jets could use him.
He could take a job as a backup quarterback somewhere, but he probably won't make the money that he's going to make being, staying at Dallas. I mean, nobody gives a fuck that he takes a pay cut in order to stay on the team because nobody gives a fuck. Everybody in Dallas is looking for their Super Bowl ring. They want new blood. And the thing is,
that's
Jimmy
every
Jones,
town, man.
Jimmy Jones needs to do something about it. I don't see why he's paying it, but yeah, this is a definitely.
I tell you,
give
Tony,
no fuck right
the
here.
last time I gave a shit about you was when you were banging Jessica Simpson. I'm just being real. And then the Tony Homo shit started because they say you were banging her and it's affecting your game. What do you think about that before we finish up with
I didn't give a fuck that he was fucking her because she has no ass.
But did that mess up his game? Did too much pussy mess up his game? Because I hear that from athletes all the time. Well, sex before a big fight or before a big game is draining.
No. See,
you agree or disagree with
I
that?
disagree.
Okay.
What fucked up his game is him trying to keep up with her and try to be that superstar instead of being a football player.
Gotcha.
You're a football player. Play football. Don't try to go out and hang out and be out with her. Motherfucker, stay at home, study your plays, go, work out and practice. That's what the fuck he needs to do. But he didn't, and that's why he ended up where he is. He didn't have the focus, his eye on the big prize. That's what that was.
Moving on.
So, moving on. Now, the next story we're going to talk about is something that, I have kind of mixed feelings about. And so, just to go ahead and jump right into it. Most recently, Will Smith's son, Jaden, was actually, seen wearing a dress. Or, a skirt out in public. Now, we've seen this recently, with a few different celebrities.
Definitely.
Kanye, Omar Epps, for example. I want to go ahead and just start off by saying I give no fucks about this. Number one, I'm not a fan of Jaden Smith. I don't like him. I don't appreciate his work, the body of work that he's done. I don't appreciate him as a musician or dancer. To be honest, I think I would be just fine if Jaden Smith did not exist. To touch on the point of him wearing a dress. Because he's in the entertainment industry, a lot of people, younger people try to emulate older ones in order to appear cooler, more mature. Now, when your little sister's laying in the bed half naked with a grown man, it's not hard to imagine that there's some fucked up shit going on, essentially, in the household. To be honest, with cross-gender identification going on, I don't want to bash anybody for wearing a dress because they may feel more comfortable wearing that. I mean, if I were Scottish, I'd wear a kilt, and I wouldn't want anybody to bash me for that. But, I mean, if I were doing the show, say I was still modeling, and I'm over in Paris, and a designer hands me a skirt to wear, again, if I'm getting paid to wear a skirt, as a model, I'm going to wear that skirt. Now, I'm not going to wear a skirt outside of my work. I'm not going to wear a skirt just for fun. And to be honest, I give no fucks about this because I think this is just, again, just another example of the feminization of our male society. Motherfucker, take the dress off, put some fucking pants on, and fucking act like a man.
I give this one fuck, and he's right about feminization. As a guy that was born in the early 80s, even at my age, in my early 30s, I see how things have changed. Mm-hmm. There tends to be a war against straight men.
It is.
To a certain point. I'm not going to dig into it because I do want to move to Los Angeles, and that's just going to shoot myself in the foot.
Yes, all the way.
All I'm going to do is bury myself, but I will say let the men be men and let the women be women.
Indeed.
If you're gay, I'm not knocking you. You go be gay. But if you're a straight man, be a straight man.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
That's it. Moving on. All right. So, there's a book that was just recently released.
And a movie.
Okay. And the movie's by Lawrence Wright. I don't know who the book is by, so that's why I was, put my pause.
It's the same thing.
Oh, Lawrence did the book too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Lawrence Wright did the book. He also did a movie. And what the subject is on is the topic of Scientology. Now, the HBO documentary is called Going Clear. And in this, he basically talks about Tom Cruise being crazy and gay. He talks about John Travolta being creepy and gay. And Leah Remini, who was the star of the King of Queens show, is basically saying that it's right on point. It's right on the money. What do you think about that?
Well, look, there's been, at least for 20 years, there's been rumors about those gentlemen being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the National Enquirer, the last 10 years, there's been pictures of John Travolta published from many decades about him kissing gay men. And I'm talking about when I was around. I'm talking about 82, 81. There's pictures of him kissing men from the 70s. So, look, if he's in the closet, he's in the closet. The thing about the Scientology is it's a conflict of interest. Scientology, in their book, they say that homosexuality is wrong. Mm-hmm. And through a process called auditing, which is something they do with their version of a lie detector, they say they can cure homosexuality. So if you can cure homosexuality, how do you have homosexuals in your church?
That's a very good point. Very good point. My side of it is that I don't see how a person's sexuality is tied to their religion. So to be honest, it's kind of like, if there's gay Christians, gay Mormons, gay Muslims, everything, gay Jews, why can't there be gay Scientologists? Now, the thing is, Tom being crazy, I think that's really speculative on what you want to define as normal.
Well, the book makes claims that his marriage to Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes were self-destructed by Scientology. Scientology felt that they're not fully committed, so why have Tom be with them? So they sabotaged.
That could be the case. But you also look at it, with other religions. It used to be back in the day that if you were Jewish, you could only really marry another Jew. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you tried to marry someone outside the faith, you were sabotaged because, they weren't part of it. And so it's kind of like John Travolta being creepy. Again, I believe it's all speculative, depending on what you consider not creepy. But as far as, them focusing on them two being gay, again, 90%, I don't want to go off that far.
Here we go.
A very large portion of the entertainment industry is homosexual or bisexual.
That is factual. Check it.
And not only that, a large portion of them are Scientologists as well. So I don't really see what the big issue is about it. I don't give any fucks about this because Leah Remini, she's saying that it's right on the money. Is she a Scientologist?
She for 20 years. One of the factors is that they have their own prison. If you do something the Scientologists dislike, they put you in their own prison. That was one of the claims that's alleged. Okay. A prison that they have in Northern California for bad Scientologists.
Wow.
So having this first religion with their own prison, that sounds kind of weird.
The Catholic Church, Well, you know
Never
what?
heard of a Catholic prison. I'm Catholic.
Actually,
I've never been to a
let's
Catholic
not get into this. That's a different story right there. Let's just say that I give zero fucks on this story only because I'm not going to bash anybody's religion.
I'm not either.
I haven't seen the movie and I haven't read the book. But what I can say is that a lot of religions started off with crazy things, crazy ideas, and so on and so forth, and now they're accepted generally and widely into the mainstream.
Fair enough.
So I mean, these two men, they're going to be, put under a magnifying glass for whatever they do, however they want to do it. When Tom said he was in love with Katie and decided, to go on Oprah and talk about it, everybody like he was so crazy. But if the man was in love, then why he got to be crazy? So if he's crazy, that's fine. If he's gay, that's fine. If Travolta is creepy, that's fine. If he's gay, that's fine. As far as, everybody having an opinion, because again, Lawrence Wright, I don't know who you are, but here's my thing.
He's a former Scientologist.
Well, that was I was going to say. Like, what's your problem with Scientology? I mean, because the thing is, it's like, did he join just so he could go ahead and write this tell-all book? Because there has to be something there that drew you there in the first place. And the thing is, what drew you in should still be, that main point and focus. You know what I'm saying? That's really all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Moving on. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West recently had their daughter Northwest baptized in Jerusalem.
Seems like a big trip to get a baptism. Couldn't you have went to LA somewhere?
I mean, you could have went to your front yard for all that. I mean, apparently their house is big enough with all the fountains and stuff. I mean, why not? The pool. But still, okay, so let's touch on that. Why? No, I mean, well, hold on. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
He's another zero for you. I'll give that zero.
Again, if I could give it negative, I would. But why? Why do I care where your child is baptized? I mean, am I supposed to be on the registry to send something there to Jerusalem? I mean, what the fuck?
I think it's because it's the Holy Land, quote unquote.
I mean, well, for who?
For Christians. If you're a Christian, that is Holy Land. If you're a Jew, that's Holy Land. If you're a Muslim, I mean, for almost every religion but Buddhism and a couple other ones.
I mean, so essentially, so I guess that's my question. I mean, is this supposed to be, a pilgrimage?
Pilgrimage is supposed to be humble people. They don't come off to me as humble.
So I'm asking. I mean, again, why Jerusalem? It's like if you want to It just seems to be, it was just for news. It doesn't seem to be for the child's, it doesn't seem to benefit the child whether they get baptized in New York, California, or in Jerusalem. I don't see it being an issue, and I don't care.
A baptism is a baptism.
I mean, like I said, you can go to the church and maybe spend, $100, $200 for a service, or you can go ahead and spend, $10,000 for a private jet over there. You know what? Do what you want to do. I don't care.
You could have got baptized in Chirac, and I would have been like,
for real.
Like, we'll go to Chirac, everybody.
Seriously, you could have dunked that baby in the Pope's toilet to baptize her, and I still wouldn't have cared. I'm just saying that this is people. We need to be careful about what we're considering news out here nowadays. I know everybody wants to be all into what celebrities are doing and everything, but everything that they do isn't news. But we want to go ahead and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because we feel we have an obligation, even though we give no fucks.
I got one more story for this episode to give
Let's
no fucks,
do it.
and I'm going to lay into it. So the NBA announces that after 30 years, their deal with Coca-Cola is over.
Mm-hmm.
Coca-Cola's mad because Pepsi-Cola is now the official drink of the NBA. What do we think? I'm going to give this 0.
Sucks to be Sprite. That's all I can say.
Really? Is Grant Hill going to drink it?
Interesting.
Brings
I
me
mean,
back.
well, again, LeBron too. Is LeBron going to drink Pepsi Cola now? Kobe, all the athletes, that made those commercials. I forgot which one Shaq did, but
Do we feel bad for Coke? 30 years and now they don't have the job anymore?
you know what? I'm gonna start off like this. I don't know if I feel bad for Coke.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna start off by saying I give this 3 fucks. And here's why.
Great.
The first fuck I give is because I don't want Pepsi to get the deal because they burned up Michael Jackson. And I don't want them to fuck up any sports, athletes.
That was 30-something years ago.
Man.
31 years ago.
I don't want them to fuck up anything else. Number 2, just based off the campaigns and everything, I don't drink Pepsi or Coke, so it's not based on
Really?
that.
You don't drink any colas? Or you Tab? Not even a Tab? Or Mr. Pibb? Or Nothing. Maron, he don't drink nothing.
Not a soda guy.
Okay, cool. Well,
But I mean, hold on. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. If I drink soda, I drink ginger ale.
I don't consider that a soda, but I understand where you're coming from.
Sorry, but yeah. Number two, like I said, so for number one, they brought up Mike. Mm-hmm. Number two, as far as Pepsi as a whole, I don't see them in the urban communities as much as I see Coca-Cola.
Fair enough.
So, based off that, and with the majority of the NBA being minorities, I'm afraid that Pepsi will not reach out and do as many programs as Coca-Cola did.
Okay.
The third reason why I give a fuck, why is a soda company the sponsor? I mean, I see them drinking Gatorade all the time.
They're the official. See, there's a difference between Gatorade on the side and the official sponsor. Coke has been the official sponsor since we were little kids.
Now, it makes me wonder, does Coke distribute Gatorade?
I think Pepsi... I think Coke might have. I have to look it up. I'm not sure. But one of those companies, you're right, does distribute Gatorade.
And I'm thinking
it's licensed by one of them.
Because I was going to say, maybe that's the reason. Maybe Pepsi's owned by Gatorade, and it's the fact they've only had that small market. Now they want the whole nut. And so, and that's the other side. I don't believe that they should be able to, to have that monopoly. I believe that, if anything, there should be a healthier option, aside from soda, and a healthier option than Gatorade that should be marketed, because we have elementary school kids, we have middle school kids, and we have high school kids that are working hard to emulate these athletes, doing everything they do. Buying the shoes, buying the socks, the weird hairstyles, all the tattoos, and the drinks, the bags, the headphones, the flip-flops, everything these guys do, these young people are doing. So if it is going to be that Pepsi's going to sponsor them, you need to start making better and healthier drinking options for these young athletes, because again, soda does help to create our United States problem with gum disease, tooth decay, gingivitis, as well as also contributing to the problem of obesity. So again, those are the reasons why I care. I mean,
a lot of sugar in soda. I agree with that.
So let's just go ahead and take soda. Like they separated church and state. Let's go ahead and separate soda and sports. Okay. Anything else for you?
No, I think that's it. I think we'd like to thank you all for watching as usual, and
yes, indeed.
Have a blessed day.
Godspeed.